Sounds good.
Welcome back to the Sonic Locker Room. This is Bill Althouse of Sideliner Sports, and we're celebrating our 18th year bringing you the best and the brightest from Eastern Jackson County and the metro area. And it's always such a pleasure to visit with our good buddy Rob Putoff. This is his 4th year as the head soccer coach at St. Michael's the Archangel. He's been a part of the program since day one, 9 years ago. And, wow, man, you got 12 seniors on the team. 7 of them are starting, and you're 9-0. The number 2 ranked team in the state in Class 3. And, wow, man, was this a season that you'd been anticipating? Could you see when these seniors were younger players, underclassmen, that they could come together and have a year like this?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that question because last year I didn't think about it much, but we had a really strong team last year and just honestly probably underachieved. And after the season last year, I started taking a deeper dive into the roster, and I realized right away that this definitely could be a year that something special could happen. And we had a lot of returning players, and some of those players didn't get the opportunity to play last year due to injury, and so I felt like if we were healthy at the beginning of the year, we might be able to go on a little bit of a run here. So,
Rob, we were talking a little bit before we went on the air, and 12 seniors can be a very, very good thing, as it has been this year for your team. But you got to have the right 12 seniors because you can't put all of them out on the field at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt. 12 seniors is the most we've ever had in the program, in the school's history and the program. And so, like you said, that's a really positive thing this year. We only had 2 freshmen on varsity this year, which is not too uncommon. But the good news with graduating 12 seniors is we had the most participation in the history of the school. We had 52 girls show up to tryouts, which in history,
wow,
the highest we've ever had. Yeah, we've only had 37 in the past as the most ever. We ended up with 45. There was a few that didn't stick around after tryouts, but the good news, Bill, is we have 4 or 5 freshmen that historically would have probably had an opportunity on varsity that are playing JV. So they are
okay.
So the numbers are good. And the quality of freshmen that could kind of fill these spots next year is at a good level. So that's the one good news about having 5 freshmen on JV that can contribute.
Oh my gosh, yes. One of the things that I love about high school sports is the change. I'll be talking to a parent and it's, well, gosh, they went to the Final Four last year and this year they're struggling and they have no idea that they graduated 6 or 7 seniors from that team. How do you handle this constant change, the variety that happens as a result of graduation?
Yeah, so I consider us a small school still. We're right around 500 students. So my 4th year, when we graduated a bunch of seniors, and I thought, oh boy, our program's really going to suffer a little bit to rebuild. And sure enough, players that didn't have an opportunity previously stepped up. And, generally speaking, both of my programs have been competitive. And so we haven't had a deep drop off, so to speak. And so again, you kind of figured out you need to develop younger players that aren't getting the opportunity, so that when they do get the opportunity, they're ready to go. And so we've been very fortunate. I've got a great coaching staff. My coaching staff is I would put it up as against any coaching staff in the city. And we develop players, and I feel like even with a lot of seniors graduating, we'll fill the spots and we'll be ready to go.
It's interesting, 9th year with the program, but 4th year as the head coach. And in your 4th year, you have 12 seniors, 7 of whom start. Is it just something in the water out at St. Michael? The success that school has had this year is just phenomenal. And, let's hopefully cap it off with some big times going on with the girls team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt the athletics at St. Michael's have really, we're in our 9th year as a school, and some programs took a little bit, longer to build, but there's no doubt that all the programs are doing well, and it's a testament to the school and the mission over there. And a lot of these athletes are 2 or 3 sport, student athletes. And
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 2 girls that are running on probably a state level track team, and I've got state basketball players on my teams, and I mean, I've got volleyball players. Obviously, they won state this year. So, I mean, these are multi-sport kids who are just athletes, and so we're sharing the wealth amongst the programs. That's for sure.
How cool is it at a school the size of St. Michael to have these multi-sport athletes that? There's nobody I respect more than a multi-sport athlete, except for maybe a multi-sport athlete who's also in band, and I have no idea how they do that. But,
right.
Like you, I like what you said, share the wealth.
Yeah, and some of these, some of these players play club sports too, and so what I'm finding is, these multi-sport athletes probably focus on one sport outside of St. Michael's. With club volleyball or club soccer or whatever the sport is, that's kind of their number one sport. But these kids are balancing multi-sports at high school. They're balancing club sports outside of school when they're out of season. And so, yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. A lot of commitment from the parents and the players and everybody that kind of helps them succeed in those sports.
Who are some of the young ladies who have been responsible for all the success this season with that 9-0 start?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we've got a heavy roster of seniors that we are solid through our spine. Honestly, we're well balanced, but we've got 2 senior center backs that kind of hold down the defense with Leah Simmons and Bella Riccaro. We've got a senior left back that was injured last year, and so she's healthy and contributing this year. She's a D1 signee at Drake University. We've got
what's her name?
Addie Basler. Sorry, I missed that.
No. I mean, other than having a player come back and visit with you years and years and years after they've been a part of your team, I know that how special that is for a coach. But what's it like to have one of your girls go and play D1?
Oh, it's exciting. We've had a number of girls sign D2 in different programs, but I could be mistaken. I think this is our first player that's signed to play D1. She's a high-level player, plays outside back, but is definitely part of our attack. She's probably, she's our 3rd leading scorer on the team with 3rd leading in assists, and one of my captains. And she's just an all-around player that a lot of coaches after games recognize that she's valuable on the field, and they ask me questions about her. So they recognize her contributions on the field too.
What type team do you have? You've got all these great senior leaders. Do they have kind of that sixth sense when they're out there? They can communicate without really saying anything.
Well, it's funny you say that, because one thing I do get on them about is their vocal communication. But our success would say that there is some unspoken communication on the field. What's different about this group is we had a really talented team last year. And we just weren't winning the close games. We were losing the close games, and there were probably 4 or 5 games last year that we as a coaching staff and as a team thought we had an opportunity to win. The difference with this group is we're winning the close games. We're beating the teams that we had close games with last year, and so there's definitely something special about this team that differentiates itself from the prior teams.
Do you think it might be that senior factor?
I think it absolutely could.
Yeah.
I mean, we had great senior leadership too. We didn't have the amount of seniors that we have this year. But yeah, it's definitely, with 7 seniors on the field, pretty much, the entire game, there's definitely some maturity there. And I think it's serving us well this year for sure.
It's always such a pleasure to visit with Rob Pedoff, the girls soccer coach from St. Michael, the Archangel. They're off to a 9-0 start, number 2 in the state in Class 3. And, Coach, congratulations. Just continue that great run of impressive teams that we see over at St. Michael, the Archangel. And, buddy, you're always welcome here in the Sonic Locker Room.
Thank you, Bill. Glad to be on.